In a small suburb of Mission Viejo, California, at the end of a winding street, lives one of the nation's top football recruits. His name is Cade Spinello.
What's up, Cade?
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
But most people know him by his nickname, Super Cade.
We gotta know, why do they call you Super Cade?
Because when I was really little, I really liked superheroes. Then they just been calling me Super Cade ever since.
Cade is like any typical 11-year-old boy. He idolizes superheroes and loves the game of football.
Football's everywhere. It's all over this room.
It's like a great sport and stuff. I just love it.
And who's your favorite team?
College is UCLA.
Last year for Halloween, he was a Bruin player, and he had a USC jersey that he kicked around. Like, took it with him for Halloween. And he stepped on, kicked. That was what he did. So he's all Bruins. He really is.
We compare our life a lot to a game of inches and yards with Cade, and that's how it is in football.
Much like the superheroes and football players he admires, Cade has had to overcome adversity in ways he could never imagine.
So when Cade was about 3.5, I started to notice things started to change for him a little bit. His eyes started going in.
Cade had been having vision issues, was losing his sight by the day.
We had set up another doctor's appointment. They dilated his eyes, they saw a lesion behind his eyes, and at that time, we knew it was a brain tumor.
We knew we needed to get it out, you know, as soon as possible. So we called it kryptonite, and we're gonna get it out, you know, do what we have to do to get it out.
As I said to the doctor, how close were we to losing Cade? He said, very close. You were days from losing him in his sleep.
What was the night before surgery like for you?
Like, I was scared, but I knew it had to happen, so I just had to tackle it and do it.
Cade endured 2 brain surgeries over the course of 3 weeks. After the second operation, he suffered a severe stroke, which left the entire right side of his body paralyzed.
He couldn't talk, you know, he had lost all of his speech. He couldn't move his right side.
There was a time that I was really grieving my new son. You know, I said to Mike, I'm just sad, I'm just grieving. And he said, no, he's in there and we're gonna go get him.
Cade spent 10 days in intensive care before being moved to a rehabilitation center. It was in these challenging days that the 5-year-old began to see the hospital as something else entirely.
We called it superhero school. That's like where superheroes get their powers.
Cade, that is awesome.
I would use my coach voice, you know, come on, Spinello, you got this, Spinello.
Are you excited? Yeah.
As Cade recovered, his story spread throughout Southern California. And with the help of an organization called the Jesse Reese Foundation, the newly minted graduate of superhero school was granted an opportunity to visit his favorite football team.
First day that you met Cade, what was that like?
But I just remember we were told a special visitor was coming to practice, a young man with tremendous heart.
They took me up to a practice, and Coach Moore just took me by the hand.
Fake handoff. Fake handoff. Here we go. Oh, you're taking the ball. He's taking the ball. Go, Cade.
It was supposed to be a fake handoff, and I ran the whole field, and the whole practice just stopped and they just cheered me on to run the touchdown. It was so awesome.
It was amazing to see how it affected him, but what was most amazing was see how he affected the young men on the team.
In the coming seasons, Cade continued to be a huge presence in the Bruins locker room. But his legend began to grow far beyond Westwood. He started to tell his story to players across the country, and eventually formed a friendship with one of the most unlikely people.
Sam Darnold. Touchdown! USC wins it!
When you first met Cade, what was your initial reaction?
Probably one of the coolest kids I've ever met.
Explain this one.
Yeah.
You're a Bruin, but Sam Darnold's one of your favorite players. How is this even possible?
I like UCLA, but I like Sam Darnold to be good.
You know, Cade would say, I want Sam to throw for 5 touchdowns and then lose by 2 points.
Oh, Duke. Duke move.
I would say recruitment's never over, but no, I don't think he's gonna sway towards us at all. He's a Bruin at heart.
UCLA, they invited Cade for the last recruiting weekend up at the Rose Bowl, so we met him up there.
And Coach Morris says, we have our first recruit. And we all look, and everybody gets their camera out, and they said, it's Cade Spinello. And I'm like, what?
That's your scholarship right there. That's your scholarship to be a football player at UCLA. So we need you to, if you could sign it, it's binding now. You sure?
And then he said, Cade, do you want to be a UCLA Bruin? I said, yeah. And then he ran me through, and I signed my name, and I became a Bruin.
Congratulations.
What about this guy makes you literally stop in your tracks sometimes?
I guess the way he makes me feel. You know, just the way he makes you feel. You know, this is a tough business, and you know, you can feel really crappy sometimes, you know. And then all of a sudden this little guy comes in, he's got all these, you know, issues, and they don't affect him. And then, you know, you get out of your own way. That's basically what it is, so.
This is it, the crosstown rivalry, the battle between USC and UCLA.
He knows it's rivalry week. He knows that, you know, these games are always close.
Oh man, Cade loves that crosstown rivalry because he's a part of it, and he's got some stake in it.
I grew up hating UCLA, and then meeting people like Cade, and it puts things into perspective, and it's good to know that not all those people are bad. They're really great people.
It's about the bigger picture, Yogi, you know that. You just get out of yourself and like get into humanity. There's so many people out there that can inspire you, and Cade is certainly one that inspires me and our team.
It's really cool to like know that I inspired them, but they also like inspire me too. And when things get hard, don't ever give up. Never ever give up. And that's my championship.